I'm Jeff Say, President and CEO of the Culpeper Chamber of Commerce, and welcome to our 2021 Valor and Appreciation Awards. A little bit of weather wasn't going to derail us tonight. We're running on some generators and we're making it happen. We've learned through COVID how to roll with the punches. So we're so thankful and happy that you are all here with us tonight. I would like to thank our sponsors for making tonight possible. Our signature sponsor, Fauquier Health. Our red sponsor, be it Culpeper Local, Culpeper Media Network, Culpeper Star Exponent, Nancy Garrett, and Operation First Response, and UVA Health. Our white sponsor, Culpeper Times. Our blue sponsors, Able Heating and Air, Atlantic Union Bank, Blossman Propane Gas Appliance and Service, Found & Sons Funeral Chapels and Cremation Service, Cash Imprints, Rappahannock Electric Cooperative, The Culpeper, The Old Country Store and Bakery, Trinity Senior Village Assisted Living and Memory Care. Thank you for sponsoring and honoring our first responders here this evening. I look out across this room and I see a plethora of first responders, and over the last year especially, we have learned how important they are to have them in our lives, and we are so blessed to have them here in Culpeper. And last year, Pastor Eric Kalenga put so eloquently, when we rush out, they rush in. And we see that time and time again here in Culpeper. We've heard stories over the past year of our first responders going above and beyond in everything they do, whether it's helping out a family who is shut in their house when they're ill and buying them food from Chick-fil-A on their own dollar, or if it's coming to aid for those who are stuck in flooded homes. Uh-oh. All right, I'm just going to wing it. Coming to aid for those who were stuck in flooded homes following the heavy rain that we had, or whether it is helping out the homeless. And we've heard of so many first responders taking those in that do not have anywhere to go and helping them out and giving them a helping hand. To me, that is what Culpeper is all about. It's neighbors helping neighbors, and it shows that we truly are Culpeper strong. I would like to ask for a round of applause for all of our first responders. Unfortunately, we have lost many of our lifetime members of first responders over the last year. Culpeper County Volunteer Fire Department Company 1 just lost their longtime lifetime member, Joe Stevens, this past week, and we've lost others. And so in the military, there is something called the missing man table. And in the United States Armed Forces, there's a tradition at military banquets where a separate table is set with a place setting and a cover of a military service member. The cover and place setting remind those in attendance of our departed comrades and friends who served their country with honor but have passed on to a better place. Tonight, the Culpeper County Chamber of Commerce Valor Awards ceremony continues that tradition with this table here. You will see the table with a place setting and a candle. The place setting and the candle represent not only our comrades and friends that have fallen, but also those that cannot be with us tonight due to ill health. Let us remember those that have passed away and that are near and dear to our hearts as we light a candle for them. Lighting the candle this evening, we have the family of longtime member of the Brandy Station Volunteer Fire Department, David Brown, better known as Sambo, who passed away January 17th, 2021. Served as a firefighter at Brandy Station Volunteer Fire Department for more than 58 years. He will forever be remembered for his loving personality, his passion and dedication to help those in need, his knowledge and leadership, and his selfless sacrifice to the community of Brandy Station and the citizens of Culpeper County. I would like to welcome his wife, Arlene Brown, and daughter, Kelly Kern, if they are here, to please come light the candle. All right, I'd like to welcome the Culpeper County Sheriff's Office to present the colors and to sing our national anthem. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rugged red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and of the free and the home of the brave.
As always, thank you to Deputy Melvin White and his beautiful voice. Always a wonderful rendition of our national anthem. Thank you to the Culpeper County Sheriff's Office for providing the colors here this evening. Now I'd like to invite our signature sponsor, Fauquier Health, CEO Chad Melton, come to speak.
Can you all hear me? I can talk loud regardless. So typically during this section, you get to hear all about Fauquier Health, but I'm going to spare you the hour on that because that's what typically sponsors do. So I want to welcome you to the event this evening. Thank you, Jeff, for allowing us to sponsor the 2021 Culpeper Chamber Valor Awards. It really is an honor to get here. Before I get started, we all know that we're only as good as the weakest link, and so today I brought the A-team with me and just want to introduce a few people. So I have Kevin Sale, and you can either stand, wave, cheer, whatever you like to do. And then his beautiful wife, Shannon, is with him this evening. Also, Kelly Yoder, our Director of Laboratory and Respiratory Therapy. That's all you got for him? Cardiopulmonary. Got it. All right. Tiffany Daniil, our new Manager of HIM. Thank you for being here this evening. Vicki Thompson, Senior Director of Growth and Outreach. Lisa Mundy, Director of Growth and Outreach. Thank you both. And then last but not least, Sarah Cubbage, Director of Marketing and Public Relations. And then I didn't have it on here, but we do have another valuable team member in the room, Melissa Manville. Thank you for the work that you do, one of our ICU nurses, also speech therapist, so if you need all the above, and volunteer at Little Fork Fire Department. So thank you for all your efforts and really giving back to the community that you serve. On an annual basis, Fauquier Health serves over 100,000 community members on an annual basis. And over the past few years, we've added critical services to support communities like Culpeper with interventional cardiology, with interventional radiology, added general surgery here to the community, looking at adding other specialties. But without, and something really exciting that hopefully that EMS will love is that we're very close to starting a brand new STEMI program at Fauquier Health so that services can be available, because we all know that muscle is time. Without these services, however, it would not be available without community support and without all of your support here in the room. It really is appreciative. I know that we toot our horns, but it really is about celebrating all of you here today and for the work that you do and the service that you provide to the community. You are our true heroes. I think that just like Kevin brought Shannon tonight, is that myself, I could not do my job without the support of my family around me. I know a lot of you probably brought family members here tonight, and there will be a lot of applause for our Valor Award winners, but please give applause for the family members that support you and the work that you do. I really believe that without the family support that we would not be able to carry on our mission. We all know that fire, EMS, sheriff department, firefighters are available 24/7, 365. So while we sleep at night and not worry about things that are happening around us, those that are in the room are protecting everything that we've earned, that we love, to make sure that we're secure in the communities that we serve. So we're very, very appreciative of the work that you're doing. The other thing is that a lot of the services around Culpeper County, Fauquier County are not paid services. You're taking time and energy to volunteer to be able to give back to the communities you serve. So I want to also thank our volunteers who are taking the time to be able to support us in our communities. So tonight again is really all about you and awarding you like how it just slips down? All right. It's really about you. And so as I was thinking tonight about what I was going to say, most of us really look up, if we're going to talk about valor, what does it mean? So when you look at the dictionary, valor is defined as a great courage in the face of danger, especially in battle. And believers like me in Christ look at the Bible as our guide as well. The Bible says it's boldness or determination in facing danger, especially in battle, heroic courage, bravery. I really believe that all of our first responders here tonight and those who could not make the event, those who have passed away, really got into the profession not because of the awards that we're going to give out tonight or the medals or the recognition, that you got into it because it's a calling, it's your profession. Just like us that work in the hospital, is that we all have a reason why we're doing the jobs that we do. It's because we love it and we love the people that we work with and we love our communities. Like other healthcare providers, we all know your jobs are not nine to 5. It requires constant training, dedication, physical training. I see them all the time running up Hospital Hill, so I'm assuming in Culpeper County you all do something very similar in the strenuous activity. But also it's the mental stress that you take home with you, the car crashes, the crime scenes, the things that most people don't have to take home at night. Those are things that most of us never have to deal with. So thank you for carrying that burden so that others like me don't have to do so. I believe that also that it requires a lot of different sacrifices. And as a former Rotarian, I often got to hear that it's service before self. And to me, that really says it all. You put others before you do yourself each and every day. So it really is important to me that ceremonies like this give us an opportunity to give a heartfelt thank you from the bottom of our heart to the work that you do each and every day. And so thank you for the work. And I just have to mention this as well, is that I think it's a responsibility in my own personal belief that towns, counties, citizens within the United States fully support law enforcement and all the services that we provide. So thank you for stepping up to the plate and for the work that you do. So I'll leave it here with a quote from the Bible. And it says from Judges 6:12, "The Lord is with you, you mighty men and women of valor." So thank you from me, the executive team, and all 1,000 employees from Fauquier Health. Thank you.
Only fitting that he finished on a Bible verse. As we move on to our prayer and invocation, I would like to welcome Pastor John Hemming from Culpeper United Methodist to come bless us before we release the tables for dinner.
Definitely a blessing to be here tonight. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for making sure all these first responders get acknowledged. All the work that you are doing, I take for granted. And I think many other people do as well. And so I'm grateful that we're able to do this. I'm grateful for the sponsors, Fauquier Health and the others who are making this happen. And so I'm thankful for all of that. Let's take this time to praise God for that opportunity. Shall we pray? Holy God, we come before you tonight and just give you thanks for all the words that have been shared thus far, for all the medals and the Valor Awards that will be presented here in a little while. We thank you for the lives that are represented here. We thank you for the lives that have been impacted, not just in this room, but in the communities that they all represent. It is because of their lives, putting their lives at risk on a daily basis, oh God, that people's lives are impacted, that lives are saved, that lives are helped and assisted. Help us recognize that on a regular basis, and rather than just a once-a-year activity, but when we see these first responders in our community, we can say, thank you. When we see their families, we can say, thank you. Help us, oh God, in this night as we appreciate and show that appreciation, to help us do that on a much more regular basis. We thank you for the food that we are about to eat, the hands that have prepared it. Be with us, oh God, in the fellowship of the tables that we have and all this evening and all that is going on. For it's in Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Before we start the program, I would like to call to attention the left of the missing man table. We have a unbelievable relic on loan to us from the Orleans Volunteer Fire Department. It is a piece of one of the towers from New York City. It is an I-beam, and it's a truly powerful item to behold. And I had a moment beforehand this evening to just take a look at it and touch it, and it was just incredible. So please, I encourage you to go look at it. It is the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and that is why we decided when we were doing our challenge coins, and every first responder in Culpeper County is going to receive a challenge coin. We have them here tonight. They're also in all of the plaques for the organizations. That on the front is our Valor logo, and on the back is a design by Cash Imprints of the 9/11 20th anniversary emblem. And it is the Twin Towers with the American flag and then the Pentagon, because that obviously is something that is very close to us, and it impacted our community so much. And we also have an online shop through Cash Imprints. The T-shirts and the design that she had done, Sophie Hudson had done for our coin is going to be on a T-shirt, on hats, on a long sleeve shirt, and that is the proceeds from that are going to the Culpeper County Volunteer Fire and Rescue Association. There's also just a donate button there if you would not like to purchase a shirt, but if you'd still like to donate to the Culpeper County Volunteer Fire and Rescue Association, you can do that. On your table are postcards that Sophie had created. There's also a poster up here, and each of the organizations are going to receive a poster tonight that they can have on hand. And if I believe, Sophie, the shop will be open until August 30th. So please, if you like the design, support the Culpeper County Volunteer Fire and Rescue Association by donating or purchasing a shirt with our design of the 9/11 commemoration on it. This has just been an incredible journey, 20 years. You recall where I was the night after 9/11, the evening of 9/11, still in college. I was fairly young then, and I recall being out on the Clarion River in Clarion, Pennsylvania with some friends and looking up at the sky and seeing how eerie it was with no planes in the sky that evening. And it's incredible that we've made it 20 years and it is not forgotten. And the logo says Culpeper never forgets. And I think that is very, very touching, especially with Ken and Jennifer Lewis that were lost, Culpeper residents that were flight attendants. And we remember them, and we remember all of those that were lost in 9/11. Following a moment of silence, we are going to have a video for the commemoration of 9/11 that was made and recognizes the first responders that were lost on that day. So please join me in a moment of silence to commemorate the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Before we start tonight and I introduce our MC, Frank Wells, I would like to say thank you and give a hearty round of applause to Amy Frazier, our events coordinator, and our Valor Committee. I would like you all to stand because it is your event that you put together tonight, and I would say it's a rousing success. So thank you to the Valor Committee, and thank you to our first responders.
If you want to give back to your community, this is what it's all about.
You have to love your community with all of your heart to want to be here.
And like I said, it was the best decision of my life.
I can be to somebody that I would want for me if I were in that situation.
Overall, it changed my life and made me a better person.
Culpeper Fire Department is pretty active in the community. Of course, we do our weekly bingo prior to COVID. We also do our annual parade and carnival, which is our biggest fundraiser. We also are doing smoke detector installations for those who have homes who do not have those installed. We also go to the schools and we teach them a bit about fire prevention on what to do, what not to do with fire, matches, cigarettes, anything that burns. Tell a parent, tell an adult so that they remain safe. I think one of the key things to remind our community is that we are all volunteer. 24/7, we answer the calls. Those who live local, just remember your local fire department. There's 8 of us in the county, spread across the county, and if you can support our chicken dinners, our spaghetti dinners, our drive-in theater nights, our bingos, or just drop us a check in the mail saying, hey, we're thinking of you. Anything is a help to us.
The Culpeper Volunteer Fire Department was established in January 1924 and has been serving the citizens of the town and county of Culpeper for over 97 years. We have 50 active lifetime members, 6 auxiliary members, and 9 inactive lifetime members devoted to protecting lives and property by providing professional services to our community. We run an average of 800 emergency calls a year, plus training, monthly drill, Department of Fire program courses, and conferences. Prevention demos, safety talks, station tours, fire department events, meeting and social events, work details, cleaning apparatus, station and equipment, and apparatus checks. This requires around 16,437 man-hours per year, saving the taxpayers of Culpeper an average of $340,000. Our fundraising, weekly bingo, and annual carnival have been canceled due to COVID, unfortunately. They have a committee appointed to look at other fundraising ideas. One event our department is very proud to be a part of is the Blue and Red Santa Project with the town police department. Each year, around the first week in December, we provide 125 to 150 kids with items needed at Christmas time, provide breakfast to the family on that day, and provide school supplies that are needed. Our department also responded to a tragic house fire about 3 years ago in the town where both a mother and her young daughter unfortunately perished in the fire. The house had no smoke detectors, so we partnered with Lowe's and the Department of Social Services, where Lowe's donated smoke detectors and Social Services shared with us where there were needs. Their volunteers have installed scores of smoke detectors where requested, as to give the occupants a peace of mind and that they would be alerted in the event of a fire. If we could have some representatives from the Culpeper County Volunteer Fire Department, appreciation. We got the plaque here for you guys if you'd like to come up, plus grab the commemorative coins. And we also want to get a photo op as well. That is the Culpeper County Volunteer Fire Department.
So far as community outreach, one of our biggest programs would be our public education and our fire prevention classes that we give. We show up to the schools and we talk to them about fire prevention, what to do in case of a fire in their own house or in their own school. We have an open house here in October that kind of runs hand in hand with our car show. So we open the firehouse up to the public to let them come in and see what we do. And they get to talk to some of the firemen and kind of get to know who their local firemen are, that know that they can reach out to us and we're there to help them no matter what it is and whatever we can do to help. So one of the best ways the community can help us is come out and support our fundraisers. The fundraising, it's one of the biggest things that keeps the fire department going. We are here 100% volunteer. Any of the outreach programs that we have, or any of our fundraisers that we have, getting the community, even given the restrictions that we have, getting them to come out and support us is probably one of the biggest things that you can do to support your local fire departments, not just ours, but everyone throughout the county.
The Brandy Station Volunteer Fire Department is located in the historic town of Brandy Station. We have provided volunteer service to our community for almost 70 years. Our department is 100% volunteer, consisting of approximately 80 members who work very hard to uphold their mission statement and striving for nothing less than excellence. Our volunteers are driven by a strong desire to help people in the community in the event of an emergency. We volunteer our time and skills to assist the residents and visitors of our district during fire, rescue, and medical emergencies. In the year 2019, our volunteers logged over 16,000 hours, whether it be for emergency calls, training, fundraising, or many other events. We respond to your emergency 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, free of charge. We also continue a long-standing tradition of neighbors helping neighbors and are very active in our community. We hold a weekly jackpot bingo, the annual Firemen's Parade and Fair, the fall car show, open to the public dinners, and much more. That is the Brandy Station Volunteer Fire Department. If we could have some reps come up and get your appreciation plaque, thank you.
Every opportunity that Richardsville has a chance, we do reach out to the community. So Richardsville does a contact out through Facebook, and we do events like chicken dinners. We do different fundraisers. We do football events. We do standbys. Some of our members goes out every year and do like a 9/11 event. We also have Halloween dinner for the kids to be able to come back, do hay rides. We do the Christmas parade just to be able to serve the community and give back and show that it's appreciated. So Richardsville could always use volunteers to help run calls and help with the auxiliary and fundraisers and different events to be able to provide for the community.
In the late 1960s, tragedy struck a family in Richardsville. A fire in their home cost them their lives. That's when the formation of the Richardsville Volunteer Fire Department and Rescue Squad was formed June 20th, 1970. At that time, Brandy Station and Culpeper Fire were the closest fire departments. Neighbors who needed medical attention had to wait for the funeral home in Culpeper or the doctor who came to their home for treatment. With a drive time from town being at least 20 to 30 minutes, it was imperative to have a first line of defense for emergencies in our area. The women in the community took the lead to earn the startup money required by holding bake sales and public dances. The agency's first fire apparatus was a 1949 Mack truck donated from New Kent County, Maryland. Locally, Brandy Station helped with donated equipment and advice on the founding documents and administrative functions. The organization is housed in what was once the Richardsville Community Center, built in 1951. Several building additions have been added over the years to accommodate the increasing stable of apparatus and equipment. In 2019, Richardsville Volunteer Fire and Rescue responded to 100% of their 47 fire, motor vehicle crashes, and water rescue calls, and 98.5% of their 201 emergency medical calls with staffed ambulance. The agency's first due area covers 100 square miles and includes Richardsville, Lignum, Batna Road, and part of Elkwood, Edwards Shop, Maiden's Tavern, and Myersville. Now, the agency also provided mutual aid to Orange County during 2019. The membership consists of 100% volunteers, most of whom have had full-time jobs outside the area. Richardsville is located in a rural part of Culpeper County, and as the founding members came to realize, the extended time to wait for help from town could be extremely detrimental to the outcome of any emergency. That is still the driving force behind our dedicated service today. The agency has a membership of 54 volunteers, 4 fire apparatus, 2 ambulances, and 3 response support vehicles. Richardsville has the only water rescue team in the county, which is essential because the station is located between the Rappahannock and Rapidan rivers. The water rescue team is equipped with a Zodiac and motor, 10 canoes, and various forms of life-saving equipment. The auxiliary members have earned a reputation of serving outstanding meals, taking care of members during emergency calls, and serving the community. Richardsville prides itself on being good stewards of the taxpayers' funding. Over the last 5 years, we have applied for and received FEMA, Rescue Squad Assistance Fund, and Loeb Foundation grants for a 2015 International Ambulance, a 2015 Ford Response Vehicle, extrication equipment, 2 LifePak 15s, 2 Lucas 2 devices, 2 Stryker-powered load system with Stryker power cots, and 2 laptop computers. All total, these grants saved the Culpeper County taxpayers in excess of $400,000. Richardsville Fire and Rescue is genuinely grateful for the continued support of the citizens of the communities they serve, the dedicated members who answer the call when the neighbors need help, and to the County of Culpeper for their financial support. The members have proudly served for 48 years and work hard to maintain a viable organization for many, many more. If you live in the service area and have ever thought about helping your neighbors, now is the time. Volunteers are always needed. Join today. Training, equipment, and uniforms are provided, and it's guaranteed to be the most rewarding decision you will ever make. If we could have members of the Richardsville Volunteer Fire Department and Rescue Squad step to the front to get your appreciation plaque and your coins and that photo. Thank you.
We reach the community various ways. In 2019, we saved the community, or the county, approximately over $300,000 in revenue due to our training, fundraising, and etc., so that we would not have to have a paid staff. Currently, we're using the building as a hotspot for the children who do not have internet in this western part of the county. Due to the recent pandemic, Salem has lost approximately $90,000 in funds due to the lack of bingo and our fundraising. We're doing drive-in theaters to try to supplement our income. It's a fun night, a way of giving back to the community. It's $15 a carload, so if you have a pickup with people, you're more than welcome to us.
The Salem Volunteer Department was established in 1979 by members of the local community with a mission of reducing the loss of life and property. The department is staffed entirely by volunteers and currently operates fire and emergency medical services to citizens in the western end of Culpeper County. Typically, the department runs between 400 and 600 calls per year. Currently, there are 70 volunteers, with 52 of those being first responders. The department also has a juniors program and takes an active interest in fostering the interests of our future fire and rescue volunteers from our youth within the county. COVID-19 unfortunately has impacted the fundraisers for the department. Currently, the fundraisers like bingo and some of the drive-in movie nights are on hold. When the pandemic hit, Salem implemented a program for local school children in which they opened their doors and, as you heard the gentleman say, made their Wi-Fi available. This enabled more school-aged children the ability to meet the requirements of their online education who may not have internet capability at home. The program has been well received. That's the Salem Volunteer Fire and Rescue. If we could have the representatives come up and get your appreciation plaque and your commemorative coins.
For community outreach, we provide EMS standby units for several functions throughout the year. In fact, in this month and next month, we're booked every weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, with different events occurring in the community, such as a bazaar tomorrow in Jeffersonton, so a 5K race that's coming up soon, and events like that. The company right now needs funding for an addition to our building. We're adding one to be able to house all the apparatus and have a safe place for volunteers to stay with bunk rooms, kitchen, day room, and training areas. We're looking at this building is costing approximately $2.8 to $3 million. And the more money that we can obtain through fundraising is less money we'll have to borrow.
Little Fork Volunteer Fire and Rescue Company. The volunteer members of the Little Fork Volunteer Fire and Rescue Company proudly protect the quality of life, social, economic, and environmental infrastructure of the northern end of Culpeper County. Little Fork Volunteer Fire and Rescue Company number 9 has 91 members and responded to 672 incidents in 2020. The company saved $1.9 million in property in the calendar year and an additional $70,200 of saved livestock value. They have responded to 100% of their calls for the past 10 years. Little Fork Volunteer Fire and Rescue Company operates the only 100% volunteer technical large animal rescue team in the Commonwealth of Virginia and respond to calls across the state. The Little Fork Volunteer Fire and Rescue Company. If we could have those members here, come up and get your appreciation plaque and take your coins and get your photo. Thank you.
Well,
at Rapidan Volunteer Fire Department, we give back to the community by having the community come out on their weekends, get their things off their mind by coming to play bingo here. Unfortunately, with when the COVID pandemic come about, we had to close the doors on bingo to be safe. We actually just did a drive-in spaghetti dinner. Actually turned out really well. First time we've ever done it, and it was a success. So the more things that we can come to an idea of, it makes it easier. And it's giving them back to the community. If you don't have people willing to join, and you don't reach out to your community, it's tough. So your community is your big help. If it wasn't for the community, we wouldn't be here. The trucks wouldn't be on the road. It's their help that puts us on the road. Outside through the community, it's sharing our stuff on Facebook or, helping us get our name out there so we can draw more volunteers. Pretty much it's the big support from you guys. Really, we need them, the people, the community, to really help us. It's all about giving us back, and we're giving back to you. We're here to save you. We're here to protect you. So if you see a fire truck or if you dial 911, stay calm. We're always here to help you out.
Rapidan Volunteer Fire Departments. On March 2nd, 2018, Rapidan held their 40th anniversary fireman banquet and had Brad Wade, a former fire chief, as the guest speaker. Brad spoke of the early days of the fire company. There was a house fire in the village on October 26, 1977, and mutual aid from various fire departments responded, but unfortunately, the house burned to the ground by the time they could arrive. Citizens had the discussion of starting a fire company, and the first idea was to purchase a used fire truck to park at the Rapidan trading post, available to all if needed. The charter for Rapidan Fire Department was established on June 2nd, 1978. Early leadership were Luther Hardy, Louis Penill, Don Polifka, and Max Ware. The next 30 months involved fundraising for capital funds, going to fire schools, recruiting members, and more fundraising. The land for the fire department was acquired in 1979, and the building of the fire station started with a lot of the labor provided by the membership. The construction of the building was finished in December of 1980. The agency acquired their first working fire truck, a 1959 Ford Pumper tanker from Mine Run. On February 14, 1981, Chief Buckshot Clements of Orange donated 2 sections of fire hose and a nozzle so the members could practice using the new truck after church service the next date, February 15, 1981. At 5:30 a.m. the following day, there was another house fire in the village. The firemen were alerted by a newspaper carrier blowing his car horn. Mutual aid companies came to find another house burned to the ground. However, this time, Rapidan firefighters, with their limited resources, were able to keep the adjoining house from catching on fire. That house still stands today. From a photo taken that day by Duff Green, show a group of men with that single truck in front of the 3-bay, 1-story building. The department runs approximately 180 fire calls per year. Today, Rapidan Fire Department has 20 members and a 5-bay, 2-story building with apparatuses of tanker, rescue engine, support, pumper, brush truck, chief car, and light air units. The light air unit was purchased December 2016 from Fairfax that has provided necessary service for the region. The department is located in the southern part of Culpeper County, Rapidan providing mutual aid to Orange and Madison County. They are currently not doing Saturday night bingo, but looking into doing their first raffle with plans to do multiple ones a year. They also host drive-through dinners and will be having in-station dinners again eventually. Their next challenge is fundraising to provide housing for the light air units. Rapidan's apparatus gallery can be viewed at mssand.smugmug.com. For more information on the agency and membership, you can also contact them via Facebook and you can also check them out on their website at rapidanfire.com. The Rapidan Volunteer Fire Departments. If we could have the representatives come up and get your appreciation plaque and your commemorative coins and your photo. Thank you.
Culpeper County Volunteer Rescue Squad is one of several volunteer fire and rescue stations in Culpeper County. We are the only one that is primarily EMS centered. We have done community outreach in the past. We would staff most of the special events here in town. So last few years, Culpeper has gotten really big with school days, football games. We've had beer fests started up, different other kinds of festivals. We've always stepped up to provide standby units for staffing those events so that if anything were to happen, we'd be there ready to assist. Also before COVID, we were helping with the Stop the Bleed campaign. That went hand in hand with our CPR training, which we also had available here. The first step in helping us out is realizing that we are a volunteer organization. So knowing that your local station or your local department is not a paid staff, we are here on our own free time, helping as much as we can. Donations are always welcome. We greatly appreciate anything people can help us out with.
Culpeper County Volunteer Rescue Squad takes great pride in serving the citizens of Culpeper. Since 1942, they have been providing emergency services to our community. Founded by Captain William H. Carper and 20 other men who gave freely of themselves to help their friends and neighbors in a time of need. Culpeper Rescue Squad continues to emulate their model of self-sacrifice. Culpeper has grown tremendously since 1942, and we are continually looking for new members in order to meet the increasing demand. Company 11, Culpeper Volunteer Rescue Squad, had a total of 4,033 calls. Units responded to 2,350 calls and transported 954 patients to the hospital. Company 11 now has 90 members, most of which are operational members. If you've ever wanted to help others, consider joining us. You will find the experience challenging, yet very rewarding. Being an EMT is very fulfilling in many ways. If you would like to help but are not sure that you want to respond on an ambulance, we have a great need for many other skills, including fundraising, administrative assistance, etc. If you want to help in the Culpeper community, we will find a task in the rescue squad that suits your interests. That is the Culpeper County Volunteer Rescue Squad. If we could have their members step to the front to get your appreciation plaque, your commemorative coins, and photo. Thank you.
For community outreach, we like to participate with our local partners in the Sheriff's Office, Town Police, and doing any community events that we can. We're active participants in National Night Out. We're active participants during the pandemic of going through the community to do parades, social distancing parades for children who don't have the opportunity to have a birthday party, so that they know that they are important and that someone is thinking of them on their special day. Culpeper Emergency Services is also Culpeper County Emergency Management. Please always during hurricane season pay attention to your local weather, and you can follow us on Facebook for weather updates that may affect the citizens of Culpeper County. Always support your local first responders, from Volunteer Fire and Rescue Association to Culpeper County Emergency Services. They're here to provide a service for you, to take care of you in your time of need, and neighbors helping neighbors.
Office of Emergency Management Services' mission is to reduce the loss of life and property from all types of hazards through a comprehensive program of mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery. Every year, the citizens of Culpeper County face potential disasters and emergencies and their consequences. We do not always know when emergencies or disasters will occur, but if we plan ahead and know what to do before they happen, we will be better prepared to face them. Disasters can be acts of nature such as tornadoes, floods, and winter storms, or even man-made events like hazardous materials spills, failure of a utility system, or even an act of terrorism. Our staff is comprised of 33 full-time emergency medical technicians, firefighters, and emergency management professionals. Culpeper County also provides 3 staffed medic units 24/7, 365 days a year. Our department ran approximately 4,311 calls in 2020. We staff and provide emergency services to the citizens of Culpeper County. That is the Culpeper County Office of Emergency Services. If we could have the representatives step up to the front here for your appreciation plaque and your commemorative coins and your photo. Thank you.
What we do for community outreach, obviously our biggest program was bingo, and we also do a fall fund drive letter as far as fundraising in addition to bingo, car shows, different events, parades, and then the carnivals. We have the Fire Prevention Week, which we go into the schools and do some fire safety with the students in the schools of all ages throughout K through 12. Due to COVID-19, obviously a lot of the community outreach programs that we would normally do have all been restricted. So one thing that the community can definitely help with us, we are getting ready to put out our fall fund drive letter. Anything they can do to help, every dollar goes to support us and put trucks on the road. And another way that the community can help us is if you feel like helping your community, come and talk to us. We have several positions available that members range from just in support when we do get back to fundraising, or you can come and ride an ambulance or a fire truck.
The Riva Volunteer Fire and Rescue Company was founded in 1995. They have grown from a small group running out of a home garage until the building was constructed to over 40 active fire and rescue personnel, 30 active support members, and 32 lifetime retired members. In the year 2020, Riva Volunteer Fire and Rescue Company responded to 170 total fire calls and 220 total EMS calls. Riva Volunteer Fire and Rescue Company is committed to protecting the life and property of the citizens of Culpeper County and the surrounding areas, to provide instruction and demonstrations in life and fire safety to the public, and to promote positive working relationships between all county fire and rescue companies. That's the Riva Volunteer Fire and Rescue Company. Amy will take the plaque on the behalf of the Riva Volunteer Fire and Rescue Company.
As far as community outreach, we do participate in events such as National Night Out. We have that coming up on October the 6th. We also go to meetings at the library. We've also met at churches trying to provide information about some of the services that we have. Smart 911 with Rave Mobile Safety. We also provide emergency medical dispatch, EMD. One of the other things that we also have, we started last year with text to 911. So if you're unable to call, you have the ability to text 911. If you ever have to call 911 as a citizen, please stay on the phone. We're going to ask lots of questions. You're providing that information to us, and we want to give as much information as we can to our responders so they get a picture of what's happening. So remember, call 911 if you can, and text if you can't.
Public safety dispatchers are the first responders who provide a critical service to our community. The term 911 is often associated with rapid emergency response, and many people don't stop to think about the seemingly nameless, faceless heroes until they experience actual emergencies themselves. Emergency communications officers, dispatchers, are special people. Not everyone realizes the special talents and abilities it takes to be a good emergency communications officer. It takes someone who can do 4 or 5 things at once, communicates well with others, can locate information in the blink of an eye, handle stress without resorting to workplace violence, has patience and tolerance with the public and the responders, handles being tied to their workstation by a headset, can deal with having to ask someone else every time they have to use the restroom. Be prepared for every different type of call that comes in at any second. Copes with listening to people who pay their salary, or callers who know the police chief or the sheriff or someone else who was supposed to intimidate you. Be a person who can handle everything from the joy of a baby's first cry to hearing someone's last breath and having to pick up the next call ringing. Also be able to judge guilty until proven innocent in matters of discipline. Being able to keep sane when it's slow and calm when it's busy. Remembering all those customer service skills when being asked the same questions for the 10th time that day. Being a team player and having great care and compassion for others even when it's not appreciated. Well, it is appreciated, even though you may not hear it often enough. As an emergency communications officer, you touch lives on a daily basis. You help and care just by doing your job. A call when you comforted someone who just discovered a loved one who maybe had passed away in the night, or when someone was lonely and scared because they were thinking of ending their life. You were right there with them. You are always there 24/7 for those who need help. That is the Culpeper E911 Center. If we could have the representatives step to the front for their appreciation plaque, the commemorative coins, and the photo. Thank you.
We do rabies vaccine clinics once a year. We also work with other organizations to do low-cost spay-neuter clinics. And then we work with other organizations, town, anybody that is hosting a special event that requires any of us to be on scene. We work with them as well.
The shelter's always in need of donations, wintertime with blankets and newspaper, any food donations. Spaying and neutering your pets is a big plus. Rabies vaccines, and making sure your animals don't run loose. If you have livestock or horses, contact the shelter. This way we can get you in a livestock book if they are run loose. We'll be able to contact you as soon as possible before we even get on scene.
You can check our Facebook daily for adoptable animals as well as any stray animals that come in. We change it constantly as soon as we get something new in. You can also check the county website at culpepercounty.gov, and our phone number is 540-547-4477.
As animal control officers for the County of Culpeper, our duties include the enforcement of state and local laws pertaining to the care, welfare, treatment, and containment of domestic animals, livestock, and applicable health code laws pertaining to the animals. We also collect stray animals, ensuring they receive medical treatment if needed, as well as working with the staff of the Culpeper County Animal Shelter to locate the owners of lost animals to finding loving, permanent homes for unwanted animals. Education for the members of our community in all facets of animal care is also an important focus of our department, and that we take great pride in through both organized events as well as our daily interaction with our friends and neighbors in the county. The animal control officers are available 24 hours a day to assist the public with their needs. The shelter is open to the public Monday through Saturday and offers housing for stray and unwanted domestic animals, pet adoptions, lost and found pet services, and is the headquarters for animal control. That is the Culpeper County Animal Control. Do we have some reps here to accept the appreciation plaque? Okay, I think Amy will accept on their behalf. That is the Culpeper County Animal Control.
Our police department has a big community outreach program. So we actually have a specific unit designated for community outreach. It's called our Community Policing Division. One of the things our Community Policing Division and every other officer in our units decided to do was participate in birthday parades. Another example would be Easter Day. We decided to bring the Easter Bunny, brought him on a parade, made sure that all of the kids got to see the Easter Bunny. Our routes went all over Culpeper to make sure that everybody had an opportunity to see him. We also have an amazing, very unique Neighborhood Watch program. We have over 25 Neighborhood Watch individualized groups for each neighborhood. This allows them to explain what's going on and addresses those specific concerns for that neighborhood. We have an amazing community here. You know, anytime that there are questions or concerns, you know, always feel free to come to the police department and communicate those concerns with our staff. Feel free to reach out to us and have a conversation.
The Culpeper Police Department remains an internationally advanced, accredited, full-service law enforcement agency with an authorized staffing of 46 sworn police officers and 8 civilian employees. We serve an area just under 8 square miles and a population of around 20,000 citizens. Between July 1st, 2020 and June 30th of this year, our officers handled just under 51,000 calls for service, including over 1,000 arrests and 250 reported vehicle crashes. The department is a dedicated member agency of the Virginia State Police's Blue Ridge Narcotic and Gang Task Force, the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force, as well as the Central Shenandoah Criminal Justice Academy. The department maintains robust relationships with a multitude of community stakeholders and organizations such as SAFE, the Crime Victim Witness Program, Triad, Aging Together, Domestic Violence Sexual Assault Task Force, Teen Coalition, Hispanic Coalition, Culpeper Renaissance, Human Services, Crisis Intervention, the NAACP, Midday Lions Club, Come As You Are, or Kaya, Team Jordan, and Living the Dream. We currently have 38 active neighborhood watch groups, business watch groups, and school watch assignments. Our educational programs include our Youth Law Explorer program, Hidden in Plain Sight, and certified car seat installation programs where we provide free car seats to those that need them. Our annual event calendar includes fundraising events for SAFE, the Domestic Violence Task Force, Human Services, Team Jordan, and the Virginia Special Olympics, as well as participating in events like Wreaths Across America, 4th of July, Camp Fantastic, and the Winter Holiday Parade, along with 5Ks and walks. Last winter, the department helped sponsor over 125 underprivileged children during our 6th annual Blue Red Santa event in coordination with the Culpeper County Volunteer Fire Department, the Virginia State Police, Culpeper Human Services, and Walmart. The department held a 2-day event at local businesses called Pack the Patrol Car, where we collected multiple carloads of school supplies to be donated to underserved families for this upcoming school year. The department continues to emphasize leadership and program solving skills and utilizing a wide variety of state-of-the-art crime prevention, investigative, and traffic management equipment such as body-worn cameras, laser speed detection equipment, computerized parking citations, and a sophisticated traffic measurement and analysis system. The department has implemented an FAA-certified unmanned aerial vehicle drone team. The Culpeper Police Department launched a certified peer support program, which provides all employees with physical and mental health resources. This year has been pretty challenging due to the coronavirus pandemic, but the department remains proactive, ensuring that all safety precautions to protect our citizens and employees are top priority. While there is always room for improvement and growth, it has been a successful and productive year for our departments. That is the Culpeper Town Police Department. Give them a big round of applause if we could get the representatives to the front for their appreciation plaque, the commemorative coins, and the photo. Sheriff Scott A. Jenkins, a career law enforcement professional, has proudly served as Sheriff of Culpeper County since 2012. Throughout his career, Sheriff Jenkins has held a number of leadership positions, including Chief Deputy of the Rappahannock County Sheriff's Office, Criminal Investigations Sergeant and Lieutenant, and Patrol Sergeant. Sheriff Jenkins formed the first SWAT team in Culpeper County, conducted the first active shooter training program for Culpeper County's Sheriff's Office and the Culpeper Police Department, and is also a firearms instructor. Sheriff Jenkins is a recognized leader in the areas of Second Amendment rights, secure communities, constitutional government, and law enforcement. Sheriff Jenkins is a recognized thought leader in the areas of Second Amendment rights, law enforcement. He is recognized for his no-nonsense but compassionate approach to law enforcement. In 2019, Sheriff Jenkins accomplished his goal for the Culpeper Sheriff's Office by becoming national accredited with the Commission of Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies. The Culpeper County Sheriff's Office was established in 1761 under the direction of then Sheriff William Brown. The colonial sheriff who was appointed performed many functions, to include levying fines, collecting debts and taxes, executing warrants and writs, summoning juries, transporting and housing prisoners for trial, and superintending elections. So powerful was the office of sheriff that terms were normally limited to 1 year. In the early days, the building located at 132 West Davis Street was part of the jail. The jailer and his family lived at the jail, and his wife's primary function was to cook for the inmates. In 1987, under Sheriff R.E. Peters' administration, a new addition to the jail was added to the building, increasing the bed capacity from 16 to 34. Currently, the rated capacity in the jail is 70 inmates. However, the daily population averages around 92 inmates. Currently, the sheriff houses out approximately 100 additional inmates at other jails due to overcrowding. In 1997, the building previously occupied by the Virginia Unemployment Office was purchased by the county, and the office was then expanded. The current new building, built in 2015, houses the Records Management Center, the Patrol Division, Criminal Investigations, and the Crime Prevention Division. The Culpeper County Sheriff's Office is comprised of 3 divisions: Operations, Support Services, and Court Security. Each is headed by a captain. The Operations Division consists of patrol, criminal investigations, and school resource officers. The Support Services Division consists of community relations, professional standards, and records. The Court Services Division consists of the court security function and the jail. As of 2019, the Sheriff's Office had 110 sworn deputies and 18 civilian employees. There are an additional 5 dispatchers assigned to the Sheriff's Office, but they are county employees. The Culpeper County Sheriff's Office has created a harmonious partnership with the community they serve to reduce and prevent crime and promote a safe environment in which residents can live, work, and play. Residents are supportive of their sheriff and his deputies and participate in many community events together. All Culpeper County Sheriff's Office deputies actively participate on duty and off duty in community activities that strengthen the community and make it safer and more livable. The Sheriff's Office has successfully partnered with Culpeper County Public Schools to provide a school resource officer on every school campus. In this climate of school violence incidents, this is vitally important to the Sheriff's Office and to the schools. Do we have a representative from the Sheriff's Office with us here today? We do, quite a few. We'd like you to come up now and get your appreciation plaque, your commemorative coins, and that photo.
It is ideal that we have an effective relationship between the community members and law enforcement, local and with state. Be active in your community. Any social events that we have, any kind of community event, just be a part of the community. The closer that we all become together, the better and the safer that our community will be. Social media is a big thing in Virginia State Police. We use that on a daily basis to reach out to the community members. We alert citizens to potential scams or important events going on throughout Virginia. Just helpful hints to help the community be safer. Luckily here in Culpeper we have two agencies, the Culpeper Town Police and the Culpeper Sheriff's Office, that do numerous events throughout the year that we are able to join in with them. It is a great way to build a relationship with the community members, whether it be shop with a cop, fill a police car with school goods, the parades. We all work together to build solutions, have a positive relationship within the community, and there's a good trust with our community members.
The Virginia State Police Culpeper office handles the counties of Culpeper, Madison, and Orange. There are 15 troopers and 3 supervisors assigned to the area. The Virginia State Police responded to approximately 5,249 calls for service last year. Our primary role is an assist agency, and we value the working relationships we have formed with our local agencies and stakeholders. With the COVID-19 pandemic, we were unable to participate in many community activities last year, but were able to assist with special events to include the Culpeper Air Fest, the Montpelier Steeplechase Race, and the Drug Take-Back program sponsored by the DEA. While maintaining our commitment to the Culpeper community, we also provided personnel to assist with numerous civil unrest events throughout the Commonwealth. That is the Virginia State Police. If we could get representatives from the Virginia State Police to step forward to accept your appreciation plaque and your commemorative coins, and take a moment for a photo. All right, before we go any further, this is the part where I've got to name some names, so if I mispronounce your name, I do apologize. I am sorry. First up, our first Valor Award recipient. April 17th, 2021, at approximately 16:30 hours, Little Fork Volunteer Technical Large Animal Rescue Team was contacted by a vet in Spotsylvania County who had a horse down in a creek bed. The vet had examined a mare named Overdose. She felt that if she was removed from the exposure, that she may survive. Time in the water was unknown. We activated our team, and the following 6 volunteer technicians responded: Chief Doug Monaco, Assistant Chief Mike Strauderman, Lieutenant Melissa Mainville, Firefighter EMT Brian Dow, Firefighter James Verrocchio, EMT student Brittany Finnegan. Upon arrival, a size-up was performed, and it was decided to use a tractor to lift Overdose out of the creek bed. The crew would then pull her back away from the area and readjust the rigging for a lift to her hooves. Access to Overdose was extremely limited as she was partially under the eroded creek bed that was composed of roots and dirt. We could reach her from above and from the hoof side. This position proved to be extremely challenging for the crew. Members had to don additional personal protective equipment to protect themselves from the cold while working in the water. This was an extremely dangerous operation for the technicians. We call the hoof side of the hot zone. However, there were no other options available to approach from. After conferring again, it was decided to attempt the rescue. One crew member who specializes in large animal behavior was assigned to specifically watch for any signs of duress from overdose. The complexity of this incident was compounded by darkness falling, requiring the use of scene lighting. This crew placed themselves in immediate risk to try to save the horse. They went into action and performed the rescue on this very cold and weak animal. Luckily, Overdose only tried to self-extricate a couple of times while the crew was working to lift her. Nobody was injured. They applied the rigging and head protection. A tractor was hooked up via chain to our rigging. As her body cleared the creek bed, she was pulled to a safe area. She was immediately lowered to the ground. We readjusted the sling and then lifted her up. We left her in this position for the sedation to wear off. Now, she tried to use her front legs to stand, but the right side was just too weak. She couldn't stand. We lowered her to the ground and tried several methods, including lifting her a second time. All of this was to no avail. Eventually, we lowered her and left her with the vet, who continued to work with her throughout the night. If we could have our folks from the Little Fork Volunteer Fire Department, Chief Doug Monaco, Assistant Chief Mike Strauderman, Lieutenant Melissa Mainville, Firefighter EMT Brian Dow, Firefighter James Verrocchio, and EMT student Brittany Finnegan, if you could approach the stage to accept your Valor Award. Congratulations. Next up is the Culpeper Volunteer Rescue Squad, Company 11. Our Valor Award nominee this year is Alex Komar. Alex is a paramedic and does not hold an office. Alex has been with Culpeper Volunteer Rescue Squad for 5 years. Upon starting with this agency, Alex obtained her EMT B certification. As a BLS provider, Alex was an integral part of this department. She was always willing to teach new and existing providers, sharing her knowledge to help them grow and learn as providers themselves. Alex has not only helped members from her own department, but members from surrounding departments throughout Culpeper County. Within the last few years, Alex has obtained her NR EMT-P certification, using her new wealth of knowledge to continue teaching. Being one of very few ALS preceptors in the company, Alex has held a key role in helping them with studying and precepting on the units. As a paramedic, as well as an RN, Alex is a wealth of knowledge. Not only is Culpeper Volunteer Rescue Squad extremely lucky to have her as a member, but the county of Culpeper as a whole. Our Valor Award goes to Alex Komar from Culpeper Volunteer Rescue Squad, Company 11. On April 11, 2021, around 2200 hours, Richardsville Volunteer Fire Department and Rescue Squad members Garth Corbin and Michaela Hunt were driving home on Route 29 northbound in Culpeper County. Coming around a turn on Route 29, they noticed a smoke cloud on the southbound side. There were no police, no fire, or EMS on the scene. They could see that the smoke cloud was barely above the tree line, so they assessed the incident, which happened less than a minute prior to their arrival. They made the split-second decision to help and got out of their vehicles to head to the scene. As they approached the scene, they saw two SUVs that appeared to have had a head-on collision. One of the SUVs was engulfed in flames. The engulfed vehicle was facing north in the southbound lane. Garth and Michaela ran towards the engulfed vehicle to try and extricate the driver. No other occupants were in the vehicle. A Good Samaritan was able to break the window and pry open the passenger door on the driver's side. Garth climbed into the burning vehicle to check for the driver's responsiveness and pulse and found none. While Garth was in the burning vehicle, Michaela ran towards the other vehicle, which started to catch fire from the engulfed vehicle. Both vehicles were stuck together from the crash. Another Good Samaritan was inside this vehicle in the back seat, trying to get one of the occupants out of the vehicle. An 8-year-old boy had already been extricated from the vehicle with what appeared to be no injuries. A family member, they believe, in a following vehicle had already extricated a 5-year-old female with extensive head injuries. This person was holding the child protectively. Michaela saw an older female out of the vehicle and lying in a grassy area, apparently having been carried by the Good Samaritan. She helped extricate another female, a teenager, from the vehicle, who immediately collapsed to the ground. With the help of the Good Samaritan, she was able to move the female to the side of the road. Garth also approached this second vehicle and, seeing an occupant in the driver's seat, opened the back door of the passenger side and found the driver still in the front driver's seat. He exited the vehicle and came around to the driver's door, which did not open, and tried breaking the window, but it did not break. Law enforcement arrived on the scene at this time and had a baton to use to try and break the window. They were able to break the driver's side window and tried to extricate the driver. Unfortunately, the driver was trapped in the vehicle and was deceased. Garth tried prying loose the driver's foot from the brake pedal with the officer's baton, but was unsuccessful. The second vehicle was becoming more and more engulfed with flames, and Garth advised that he had a chain on his truck and he could try and pull the vehicles apart. Garth was directed by law enforcement to use his truck with a chain to pull the second vehicle away. Garth was successful in pulling the vehicles apart. During this time, Michaela was continuing to do patient care of the teenager. She had multiple facial lacerations and an altered mental status. Michaela kept talking to her and reassuring her. Michaela started hearing the hissing sounds from the fully engulfed vehicle and advised the Good Samaritan helping her that the patient needed to be moved to a safer location. Although Michaela tried to preserve cervical stabilization, the fire from the fully engulfed vehicle was becoming dangerous, and her priority was to move the female away from the burning vehicles. Once fire and EMS arrived on the scene, they were able to turn the scene over to them and transfer patient care. Both Garth and Michaela are well deserving of this Valor Award, as they went above and beyond what could have been asked for them. Neither sustained outward injuries. However, the situation was harrowing and very traumatic, and these two unselfishly acted to preserve life as well as property. We are forever grateful that they had the tenacity to continue doing patient triage and care during the chaos that was surrounding them. Their bravery is to be commended, and the Richardsville Volunteer Fire and Rescue Department is extremely proud of these two members. If we could have Garth Corbin and Michaela Hunt from the Richardsville Volunteer Fire Department step forward to accept your Valor Award. From the Culpeper County Sheriff's Office, the Valor Awards are going to First Lieutenant Sean Walters, Deputy L.J. Outland, Deputy Dustin Tharp, and Deputy Mike Maudsley. Lieutenant Walters was on patrol in the Elkwood area when he was given a lookout for a vehicle going north in the southbound lane of Route 29 near Elkwood. Lieutenant Walters responded to the area of the lookout to find a horrific vehicle crash where one vehicle was fully on fire and the other vehicle pushed nose to nose with the vehicle on fire. Lieutenant Walters immediately sprung into action. There were multiple citizens on scene rendering assistance to Lieutenant Walters in attempting to save the lives of the occupants of the vehicle that wasn't on fire. Multiple passengers in the vehicle that wasn't on fire were being removed from the wreckage, but the driver was trapped in the vehicle. After all of the occupants removed from the vehicle, Lieutenant Walters entered into the vehicle not on fire in an attempt to free the driver. While in the vehicle, there were multiple explosions, which appeared to be the tires exploding. Deputy L.J. Outland arrived on scene and made multiple attempts to stall the fire by using fire extinguishers. Deputy Outland then went to his patrol vehicle and pulled the vehicle up to the crashed vehicles and used the push bumper to push the non-burning vehicle away from the other fully engulfed vehicle so that they would be able to safely remove the driver. The cruiser was able to push the vehicle several feet before it could no longer keep traction with all the flammable vehicle fluids on the pavements. A citizen on scene provided a tow chain, and they were able to hook that to the vehicle and pull it safely away from the burning vehicle. While these deputies were trying to free the vehicle from the burning wreckage, Deputy Dustin Tharp and Deputy Mike Mausley had arrived on scene and was providing patient care to several of the vehicle occupants that all had severe life-threatening injuries. Once emergency services arrived, they took over patient care and multiple occupants were flown out to trauma centers. These deputies risked their own lives in order to save the lives of the people involved, and for that, they are being nominated for the Culpeper Chamber of Commerce Valor Award. If we could have First Lieutenant Sean Walters, Deputy L.J. Outland, Deputy Dustin Tharp, and Deputy Mike Mausley step to the front to accept your Valor Award. At approximately 10 p.m., the Brandy Station Volunteer Fire Department was dispatched for a head-on collision with a vehicle on fire and multiple patients trapped. The incident was located on James Madison Highway, a quarter-mile south of Beverly's Ford Road in the southbound lane. A vehicle was traveling north in the southbound lane and struck another vehicle occupied by a family of 5. Prior to the arrival of the suppression units, many heroic citizens, fellow first responders, and law enforcement officers made life-saving efforts to gain access to the persons involved. Passerby used a chain and pulled the occupied vehicle away from the burning vehicle to preserve lives. Wagon 2 arrived first on the scene of the gruesome mayhem to extinguish the fully involved vehicle. Chief 2 arrived on scene and established command. Rescue 2 arrived while Wagon 2 was extinguishing the fire and began to locate all involved and assist the medics with patient care. There were 2 obvious fatalities, one in each vehicle. One pediatric patient with extensive head trauma that was becoming unresponsive. 2 critical adult female patients, and 1 basic life support pediatric patient. 3 helicopters were dispatched for the critical patients, and the BLS patient was ground transported to Culpeper Hospital. Company 2 units remained on scene for over 4 hours to assist law enforcement with lights for their investigations and assisted the funeral home with extrication of the deceased individuals. While 2 lives tragically perished in this horrific crash, 4 lives were saved by the admirable care given by all involved. All patients that were transported from the scene have made full recoveries. Whether the agency is volunteer or paid, this is an outstanding example of many agencies working together for a positive outcome for the great citizens of Culpeper. Deputies that were involved: Brandy Station Volunteer Fire Department, Culpeper Emergency Services, Culpeper Volunteer Fire Department, Richardsville Volunteer Fire and Rescue, Remington Volunteer Fire and Rescue, Fauquier EMS, Air Care, the Culpeper County Sheriff's Department, the Virginia State Police, and the Virginia Department of Transportation. If we could have the recipients from Brandy Station Volunteer Fire Department accept your Valor Award this evening. And they are Rick Lane, Daryl Myers, Willie Glasscock, Caitlin Troileo Waddell, Patrick Glasscock, Michael Miller, Phoebe Martin, Rod Frazier, and Stacy Carpenter. Katie Harris is currently an emergency communications officer employed with the Culpeper County E911 Center. Katie began her career in public safety communications in May of 2015. In these 6 years, Katie has made a lasting impression with many of the callers that she has assisted, as well as the first responders that she has worked with. She is an outstanding public safety communications professional and consistently goes above and beyond the duties of her position. Katie is compassionate, calm, and patient. She always comes to work with a positive attitude, ready to handle anything the day may bring. She is quick to jump in and support her teammates when it's needed, and always treats the citizens calling in for assistance with excellent customer service. Katie works by saying, "Treat others how you would want to be treated." This motto has really helped Katie master her communication skill set, especially in high stress level situations. When Katie is not working in the 911 center, she enjoys tending to her garden and helping out her friends and family with all kinds of tasks. Most importantly, Katie's absolute favorite thing to do is to spend time with her best friend, Rhett. Rhett is her 6-year-old brindle pit bull mixed pup, and he is the highlight of Katie's life. On March 19th, 2021, Katie answered a 911 call. There was a woman on the phone who had just arrived home and found her house billowing smoke. Katie began collecting the priority information needed to code and dispatch the call. The caller advised Katie that her dog was still stuck inside the home. Katie was now living in the nightmare with the caller about the possibility that the dog may never exit the home safely. The caller advised that she could not find her dog anywhere. Katie quickly confirmed that she was inside the home looking for her dog. Katie made sure to guide her outside of the home as quickly as she could, while simultaneously attempting to comfort her about her missing dog. After Katie made sure her caller was outside of the home, she informed the caller on what she and her team were doing to get her the assistance that she needed. She stayed on the line with her, keeping her as calm as possible until the responders arrived on scene. This call, fortunately, has a happy ending. Officer Jason Smith with the Culpeper Police Department was on scene of the house fire and was just walking around the house when he located the missing dog. The dog somehow got out of the house and was found healthy and unharmed. The caller was able to be reunited with her dog. Katie Harris with E911 is our Valor Award recipient. Congratulations. It is with honor and much gratitude that I nominate Lieutenant Brittany Jenkins and Officer Al Cooper for this year's 2021 Valor Award. On May 2nd, 2021, at approximately 12:18 p.m., the Culpeper County E911 Center received multiple 911 calls about a male subject climbing the Verizon cell phone tower in the 600 block of Old Brandy Road and yelling suicidal statements. Officers quickly responded to the area and set up a safety perimeter. Shortly after their arrival on scene, the male subject reached the top platform of the tower. The secured tower is approximately 250 feet tall, with the upper platforms only accessible by ladder. Lieutenant Brittany Jenkins and Officer Al Cooper, after assessing the scene, realized that time was critical and believed that the subject was going to jump based upon his statements and his positioning on the tower. Without hesitation and without any safety gear or harnessing, the two officers began their climb. As the officers climbed to the platform where he was originally located, the subject began to climb to the highest platform on the tower via a stepladder. At this point, the subject was at the highest platform that has a 3-foot knee railing, and the officers were on the more secured second platform. Both officers, who are both crisis intervention certified and part of the Culpeper County Police Department's peer support team, began to communicate with the subject. Lieutenant Jenkins and Officer Cooper then realized that the subject was armed with a knife in one hand and an improvised weapon, which was an aluminum pipe, in the other hand. The officers realized that communication was not effective from the lower, more secured platform and talking up to the subject at the higher platform. Both officers, who were monitoring via the agency's unmanned aerial vehicles, drones, began their second climb up a stepladder to the highest platform where the subject was standing with the two weapons in his hands. Once on this platform, they began more effective dialogue with the subject and was able to de-escalate the subject into dropping both weapons. However, at this point, the male was standing on the 3-foot railing 250 feet above the ground. The officers were able to talk him down off the railing and climb with the officers to the lower platform that provided a more safe and controlled environment to negotiate. Eventually, the officers were able to place him into protective custody. Due to fears of the subject harming himself or the officers, it was decided that the Division II Heavy Tactical Rescue Unit, based out of Harrisburg, would respond to assist the subject and the two officers down from the tower with all the necessary safety gear. The subject was eventually taken to a mental health facility for treatment. These two officers, without safety equipment, climbed 250 feet with disregard to their own personal safety to save a person's life that was armed with two weapons. Ultimately, he just needed some empathy and someone to talk to. This is undoubtedly valor. It is for these reasons I am nominating Lieutenant Jenkins and Officer Cooper for the Culpeper Chamber of Commerce's Award for Valor. If we could have Lieutenant Jenkins and Officer Cooper come up to the front and accept your Valor Award.
Thank you, Frank, and what a wonderful job. A round of applause for Frank, our MC tonight. I'm a goosebump guy, and every time I hear these stories, I get goosebumps, and it's just incredible the amount of effort and care that our first responders on a daily basis put into our community, and they deserve all of the recognition and accolades that they've received here tonight. And I can say nothing more besides thank you. So thank you once again to all of our first responders. Thank you to our signature sponsor, Fauquier Health, for making tonight possible. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to everyone that has come out to honor our first responders, our volunteer fire and rescue, our law enforcement. We truly appreciate everything you do for our community, and we say thank you. Have a good night.